that June is the month of dads and grads. Many school districts, however, take the end of the school semester as an opportunity to hold important meetings to decide budget issues and plans for the coming school year. Student devices like Chromebooks, iPads, Microsoft tablets and PCs, and more frequently take up a good deal of oxygen at these meetings. My name is Henry Kronk for eLearning Inside. This is Ed Technically. This week I have sampled accounts and stories of dozens of instances of these meetings from around the country, and I'm going to provide a rundown of some primary topics, issues, and concerns raised by districts when it comes to providing students with their own classroom devices. So before getting started, I'm going to give a quick rundown of devices and manufacturers that market their products for schools and as such take up most of the school district device market. There are three main players in this world, and they are Apple, Microsoft, and Google. Apple prices their MacBook Air at $849 for schools, which is prohibitive for many districts. Their latest generation of iPad for educators, however, is $299, and that remains a pretty common choice for classroom devices. Both products use Apple's iOS operating system, and educators tend to like them for their data privacy features. With Windows 10 under the hood, Microsoft offerings include laptops and tablets from manufacturers like Lenovo, Acer, HP, Dell, and others that you've all probably heard of. Like Apple, Microsoft, and Windows 10 are known for their privacy features. Chromebooks, the most popular option among districts, also include devices made by Dell, HP, Acer, and others, but they run on the Chrome operating system instead and frequently come equipped with other Google courseware like G Suite for education. Many of these initiatives are described as one-to-one, or some districts say that they have become a one-to-one district. And that language is used by just about every parent, teacher, and administrator to describe the push to get a tablet or laptop into the hands of every student. These initiatives date to at least the 90s. Today they're so widespread that many adoption efforts employ an everyone's doing it kind of logic. Many districts also make large purchases of classroom devices, but do not get enough necessarily for every student in the school to have one, or do not assign kids their own device to use throughout the year and take home with them. This approach involves storing the classroom devices at school, often in a cart specifically designed to hold and charge them. So why are districts so keen to get every student a pretty expensive Wi-Fi enabled device? Well, there are numerous reasons, and many districts do so to achieve a few different ends. Especially for kids who qualify for free or reduced school lunch, a district might very well provide learners their very first device. As such, it marks a really important step towards what some people describe as digital citizenship, and acquiring skills that they will likely use later in the workforce. As Ohio's Medina School District Superintendent Aaron Sable told Cleveland.com, quote, "I think the one-to-one initiative really advances our district. I think one of the responsibilities we have as a district is to prepare students for post-high school, and part of preparing them is use of technology," end quote. Besides these factors, one-to-one initiatives also allow all students to get on the same page regarding digital courseware and learning tools. If everyone has a device and an internet connection at home, classes using a learning management system, otherwise known as an LMS, can use the software to a much greater degree. Students working on the same project can also collaborate remotely outside of class. These are just a few of the benefits involved. So let's talk about the cost of these classroom devices. Any district-wide effort of this magnitude is going to come with considerable cost. Besides the number of learners in any given district, admins face a wide variety of options in terms of which devices to choose. Many vendors price their laptops or tablets marketed to schools at a per-unit price in the range of $300 to $400. A few are cheaper, some are more expensive, and depending on region and which vendor a district deals with, the price might vary for the same device. According to the Morning Call, Pennsylvania's Bethlehem Area School District has recently purchased an unspecified type of Chromebook at a per-unit cost of roughly $300. It's a fairly common price point. The South County Times of St. Louis, Missouri, meanwhile, reports that the Afton School District purchased 200 Chromebooks, also unspecified, for the price of nearly $145,000. This puts their price at just under $725,000. So, cost-wise, getting every kid a device doesn't necessarily translate into a net negative. Advocates say that the devices also have the potential to reduce cost related to school supplies, textbooks, and testing. Theoretically, one could see how this might work if a school were to implement a one-to-one initiative and switch entirely to open educational resources, or OER. That would significantly bring down the price of textbooks. eLearning Insight, however, has not uncovered any district budget analyses describing significant savings associated with one-to-one device purchases. Next is the issue of maintenance. Every machine, digital or analog, requires upkeep and occasional repair. Some districts really struggle with maintenance and find that unexpected costs crop up very quickly. The News Courier, based out of Limestone County, Alabama, reports, quote, "At the Limestone County Board of Education work session Tuesday, LCS Executive Director of Curriculum Instruction Brad Lewis explained damage and repair costs were significant across the district. Furthermore, he said teachers had reported students downloading games, using social media, and staying on their take-home computers late at night, leading to difficulty staying focused or engaged the next day. Among teachers who responded to a district survey, 77% wanted the devices to come back to the schools and remain on carts that could be used to charge and manage the devices. This, of course, would be a bit of a non-one-to-one device initiative. Other districts, meanwhile, appear to have no issues giving their students free rein to use their devices. Ohio's Northridge Academic Center has come up with a novel approach to device repair, which is teach the students how to do it. The Morning Journal reports that a student club, the Chromebook Academy, fixes both hardware and software issues with the classroom devices. Quote, "It's really fun," said 8th grader Gavin Deans, according to the Morning Journal. "I like figuring out what's wrong with the Chromebook and fixing it. This is something I might consider as a career down the line," end quote. The question of whether or not to allow students to keep their devices year-round touches on another effort. Parma City Schools of Parma, Ohio, and Toledo Public Schools of Toledo, Ohio, and other districts will be sending their students home this summer with their devices so that they can continue learning over the summer. This is done in the name of preventing the summer slide, as it is known. As superintendent from Parma, Charles Smialek told Cleveland.com, quote, "Our students have proven to be very responsible in caring for the technology we provide to them. Learning does not end on the last day of school. Now our students will be able to access the same technological advantages during the summer that they are fortunate enough to experience during the school year," end quote. Ensuring every student has a device has other benefits as well. As the U.S. experiences more and more extreme weather events, many schools have adapted to be able to teach any given course online, at least temporarily. E-learning days, as they are known, have enabled students with classroom devices to continue learning in the event of snow, flood, fire, or storm. Minnesota's Shakopee School Board recently tapped a community technology levy to use devices partially to ensure that students can continue learning at home if schools get closed for bad weather, according to Southwest News Media. These mark a few of the more common topics districts take up in debate regarding the deployment of a one-to-one device program, but there are countless others, including issues of digital divides, data privacy, screen time, the durability and average lifetime of the hardware, and more. This has been Ed Technically. My name is Henry Kronk, and I work as the editor of eLearning Inside. If you liked this episode, please rate and review it. If you'd like to hear more, please subscribe. Also, keep in mind that this show is available as a video on our YouTube channel and as a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. The basic content for this video first appeared as an article on eLearning Inside, and if you want to learn more about online courses, technology in the classroom, and EdTech in general, be sure to check out our site. If you'd like to get in touch with me, please send an email to henry@elearninginside.com. You can also follow us on Twitter @elearninginside. Thanks for listening.